Hey guys, JC Smith here. Hey, somebody asked me about doing a little bit of information review on my Gradall here. I've had this thing for, well, ever since I bought this property out here. I needed it, so I think I've had it about 6 years now. It's a Gradall 534C-9, and the way I understand it is 534 is the model, C means it's a Cummins engine, 9 is the series of 9,000 pound capacity. It's got 4-foot forks on it, and the forks can tilt forward and back, but not side to side. This front axle will tilt side to side, so you can level the forks out. It will go out 27 feet out and 40 feet high. In fact, I'll just show you that right here. So here's our load diagram. 9,000 pounds, obviously that's close, and up to here. And let's see, 44 feet to the top of the carriage, right here. That's how tall it goes. And 20, roughly, I guess a little less than 27 feet. There's 28, there's 24, so about 26 feet it goes out. And that's the center. I guess 27 would be the end of the forks. It's got a remanufactured 4BT Cummins in it. The thing itself weighs 22,000 pounds. Yeah, 22,650 is what it weighs. There you go. Pretty good machine. This is differential lock, which is pretty handy, and this is 4-wheel drive, on and off. It's got a heater, so it says. Yeah, well, it doesn't work so well. It makes heat, but this thing's so drafty, it doesn't matter. But it's all joystick controls, pretty simple to operate. I keep my filter numbers over here, so I know which ones they are. Never a question. And it is an enclosed cab. There's no air conditioning, but there is heat. I keep my chains on the floor because I don't want them outside getting any rustier than that. The old girl needs some tires. It's starting to get a little thin in the skin back here, and that'll be coming apart pretty soon. But last summer I replaced all these hoses on this side, and I did quite a few over here. I know I did this one and this one, and I did a couple others. I just can't see right now. I change the filters every year. I usually put about, I use it a lot, but you know, it's not a lot of time. But you can see in here, it's a 4BT Cummins in there. A really handy machine, very handy. I use Napa filters. Those are hydraulics. This is our fuel tank. There's a hydraulic tank. Hydraulic tank has a little leak. We need to get on to welding that leak up, but just, you know, put it on the list and get to it when you get time. And there's how the tilt cylinder works for the left to right. It's got a boom light here. It works all right. It'd just be nicer if it was out here, because you know, you really need light with what you're going to reach. I got it from the cat rental store. It had quite a bit of hours on it when I got it, but of course that's the only way I could afford it. And of course everybody laughs at this. I'm not exactly the safest person. It's showing 8,000 hours on it. So 8,414. So I mean, it's got some hours on it, but you know, it does what it needs to do. It's no slouch. I could buy a cheaper one without the cab, but you know, it rains a lot here and it gets cold, so I wanted that cab. But you see the carriage is it's a 10,000 pound capacity carriage. But yeah, the motor has we ran the numbers on it. It's It's an actual Cummins reman, and I think it's got about 900 hours on it now. And there's the old C4500. That's one you see in my signature, you know, in that icon or whatever it's called. And then there's this little brother, or the big brother, I don't know how you want to look at it, next to it. But I haven't driven either one of these trucks in months. And I just haven't had a need for it. This is how long this one's been sitting here. Look, I'm getting some green algae growing here. About time to get her out and get her washed, but this is a cool truck. This one's my favorite, mostly because of this bed. I just had that replaced not long ago. That's a 30,000 pound ball. That is a press fit in here now, and it's nutted on the bottom and then welded also. So it's ready to do some serious work. The only thing that could be an improvement to this is to drop the Duramax and put a 5.9 Cummins in it. I don't know anybody that's got a 5.9 Cummins with an Allison adapter. That's got an Allison 1000 transmission in it. I need to find some guy who's got an Allison or a 5.9 Cummins with an Allison bell housing adapter already on. I wonder if I knew where a guy has one of those. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, so there's my Gradall. Nice piece of equipment. I mean, it's old, but good for us. We use the crap out of it. There's my old 8100. That thing's a 2002, 2001. Got a little over 100,000 miles on it. DT 466 and a 10-speed. Really cool truck. But I'm trying to thin the herd here, get rid of some stuff, so unfortunately that's sold and that's leaving. So, well, I think it's sold, but it's probably leaving the next day or two. We'll see for sure. Cool old truck, but anyhow, I'll get back to it. So that's a Gradall. That's her. If you ain't got one, pick one up. They're great. You'd be surprised how you got around without one. I use that thing for so much stuff, and it doesn't articulate, and it doesn't have front steer. It just has rear steer. A lot of guys I know that have these have the front steer also, and they think it handles a lot better, but I don't know. I don't have anything to compare it to. This is the first one I bought, and I gotta tell you, it treats me well. I've replaced the pressure line to the turbo and the return line both at the same time. I've replaced the water pump, belt, flush coolant, filters, that kind of stuff, but other than that, and some hoses, that's about all. Pretty decent old machine. So there's no threat of me selling this one ever. I don't want to be without it. In fact, I'd love to have a second one, because there are some times where we get into some situations I could use two. Not so much because we need a lift capacity, but because something's so big, and it'd just be easier if you had one on each end or a second one. I have a building I'd like to move, and I could do it with this one because it will do what it needs to do. We have a small building we want to put on a foundation on a basement, and this will do it, but it would just be so much easier with two of these to set it on the foundation. And it's better than calling out a crane at, you know, however much that's going to run. Cost you a bunch of money. So anyways, I'll leave you that. Like I said, if you ain't got one, go to your local Gradall Walmart and pick one up. I recommend them. They are fantastic. If you like what we're doing, guys, give us these thumbs up. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button.